You know,
Just to
that's
let
what
you
I'd say
guys
to
know,
the
we
fifth
are
graders.
live. We are live on Twitch.tv. I should probably not have
Nobody
camera
say
going
anything.
insane. Shh, shh, you don't please continue talking.
Is that thetwitch.com?
No, it's Twitch.com isn't even a site. Jesus Christ. What are you, some sort of fake nerd boy?
Is it Justin TV?
Yup.
Okay, well, Kenny's living in the 10 years ago.
Oh, more than that, right? Like,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
longer than that.
The last time I played, that was still the thing.
Are we streaming to IRC?
Ooh,
No, I thought it was AIM.
that is one of like the first
Ooh.
eight-digit
IRC
numbers that I
precludes.
Completely memorized.
Yeah, IRC.
I think you're thinking
precludes.
ICQ.
Oh,
IRC is
shit!
different, right?
Yes, I am thinking ICQ.
Wait, what's IRC? IRC is a thing, right?
Internet
IRC
relay
is
chat.
also a thing.
It's a chat. Was it internet relay
Internet
chat?
relay chat.
Yeah. And of course, I'm
But the
thinking
big long-
ICQ.
The big long 8-digit code, though, that's ICQ.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, but IRC precluded AIM, right?
Okay, I'm back.
I'm not sure. I mean, probably.
I don't know when in that history that happens.
But speaking of 8 digits, I still don't see the spider.
If
If I disappear from the game, you know what happened.
Sus.
I'm assuming Sword Art Online rules that if a spider kills you in real life, you die in real life.
I mean, I'm afraid. I'm
Oh my god,
genuinely
I'm so
afraid.
excited! We have 4 people in here today. I didn't hear back from Molly at all, unfortunately.
Molly has a baby and is no longer interested in non-baby things. I've come to that conclusion.
Oh wait, I forgot about my other game. I got to bounce. Sorry, y'all.
I think it's weird how she's prioritizing her child
How dare.
over our good time. I think that's selfish of her, but you know, whatever.
Yeah,
It won't. It's not going to remember any of this.
Yeah, exactly. But we will have this memory forever because I'm totally recording it and putting it on YouTube.
That is actually the worst thing about babies.
What?
Is that the stuff that
YouTube?
happens in their early development is actually super fucking important.
Oh, I would think the worst thing about babies is just being woken up constantly every fucking 4 hours.
I would think it would be the pooping of the self, like, for the first 3 years.
You should be able to coast through this first year because the baby's putting you through hell anyway. But no, it's a super fucking important developmental period. Humans are stupid.
Not to mention the people you're playing D&D with are only getting older and more judgmental. So, you know, we will remember this.
I started off pretty fucking judgmental, so.
No more psychology talk. I just
that's
finished that
true,
class
Nick.
on today. I'm done. No more
Nick,
psychology.
you're part of the elite part of people on the internet who have strong opinions about when people put up their Christmas decorations. So I
After Thanksgiving, like normal people.
Come on,
no,
man.
but see, like, who has the time to have an opinion about that? And on that note, who has the time to talk about this?
No one, because we're gonna start playing Arctis. Previously on Arctis. Just
Well, man, it was weird. It was a day after Halloween, and like 8 people in my neighborhood had put up their Christmas lights. It was fucking weird.
Christina said previously on
I said
Arctis.
previously on Arctis. Shut up.
What happened in Arctis, though?
I was defending my curmudgeon list. Okay, go.
I don't think I wrote a previously on Arctis for our previously on Arctis. Because we played recently. I'm looking at our previous one and I'm like, I already read this.
Last time we didn't play very long because Drew was locked out of the game.
Oh yeah,
but-
We
sad.
did. We fought the mountain of zombies.
Yes, you guys fought the zombie clot as you were going through the vampire's underground quarters. And with your new friend, the illustrious brain in the jar, Delphinius Australis, you all escaped, you freed the captives, you escaped the cave, you managed to elk up and run out of the swamp before getting the attention of any zombies. And now you have all returned to the Borealis Tavern for, well, hopefully a well-deserved night's sleep. And so you can begin.
So, Brain, have you ever been to this tavern?
I believe so.
Oh,
But perhaps long ago. My memory is a bit foggy. And in fact, his jar is actually a little bit foggy. The brain is slightly warm, and the condensation forming on the outside of his jar is causing a little bit of a fog.
Deeply uncomfortable with the fact that you're slightly warm, Delphinius. I do not think, however, that we should smuggle Delphinius in. Yes. At least until we get people used to the presence of brains and jars and what have you.
We've had skeletons walking around. How different is brain?
Pretty different, I'd say. Yes.
We could just go straight to. Oh my God, Eris was
I
blanking
think
on
that
his
would be
name.
wise, in fact.
I was really hoping for breakfast, but okay.
It is.
I mean,
The night has grown quite long.
Akashima is just saying breakfast for meals, by the way, so it's just breakfast.
I'm literally having breakfast for dinner right now, so
Yeah, there are no rules anymore.
solidarity.
No rules.
You can have breakfast whenever you want in this hellscape. Akashima kind of frowns. Oh, but probably better to go to Eris. I get steak and eggs after.
I mean, we can.
You know, there are
you can
other
go put
food
an order
items
to go.
other than steak and eggs, Akashima. I mean, I approve of steak and eggs. It's
Oh,
delicious.
yeah?
There are
Really?
other things to eat.
Really? Name
Del-
six.
Delphinius floats sadly to the bottom of his tank at the mention of food talk.
Oh, I think we're being insensitive.
What?
Well, I'm not going to not talk about food
no,
because
no,
one of our
don't-
friends can't eat it.
Don't mind me, I'm just edibly challenged. You know, no mouth
you are-
and no tongue or taste buds. So.
Akashima makes like a friendly
Anything.
gesture, but you are the smartest person here, so you do have that going for you.
Oh,
That is
You are
Also
100%
debatable.
brain. Nobody else can claim that.
He just kind of sits at the bottom of the jar.
Indeed, you're definitely the brainiest one here.
Right, like I am all brawn and you are all brain, literally. Akash was like, "Am I helping?"
Perhaps the brain is now quivering slightly in the jar. Perhaps we could move this inside. I'm not exactly made for these sort of environments.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess sounds like we go inside then. Get breakfast first.
We
let's
should.
go?
No, definitely not. We should go
Okay.
straight to Eris's.
All right, fine.
I thought, Character, didn't we do something to like hide Delphinius? Like we put him in something? They ran him in a
You
crate or something?
suggested that we put him in the bag of holding, and he was like, no. He was like, no.
But it's warm in the bag, whatever that's worth.
Yeah, very warm and terrible if you don't want to be in bag.
I would.
Okay, so
Yes,
go
prefer
to
not
Eris
to be
now.
in the
so
bag.
we can go to Eris then. We go now.
But
Indeed, we're going now.
But
What?
I hear
What?
the siren song of music and jovial conversation.
Oh, so you want to go inside? Okay,
Yes,
well,
yes, he like bumps into the side of his tank.
Josh will kinda make
Squishily.
an exaggerated shrug at Rain and Flicks.
Just-
guess breakfast is back on the menu.
Flicks
Please, just
turns
tuck
toward
me under
the.
the cloak.
Flicks
and-
turns toward the fourth wall and narrows his eyes angrily at Christina, making a brain in the jar cute.
Bump.
Oh, whoa.
It's like a little beluga whale bumping up against the.
Ooh.
Side of the aquarium.
Like
It's
the
like a
seal
manatee.
gif, yeah, the manatee where he bumps up against the glass
Yeah.
and his nose
His-
shrinks into
He
him.
makes a cute squeaking noise when he squishes.
Okay, well now in my headcanon, the brain is now a manatee and I love it.
Please.
I'm sure everything's fine then. I mean,
Okay, well,
honestly, it's been a bit of a strange day in Borealis anyway.
Well,
Couple of
on
days.
the upside,
Just
we do
keep-
have a
keep
rather
me
good
hidden.
reputation in the city at this point, so if you're seen with us, they're more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt.
we just say you are a new adventurer. We get new adventurers all the time.
Or just tell them to piss off and mind their own business.
Oh, Rain.
Oh,
you do
because
not
that's
have to
always
be
worked so
familiar.
well.
Rain, actually, hold on for one moment. I need you to back up. Rain, do you have Delphinius?
Do I have Delphinius?
I mean,
Delphinius is just kind of floating.
well, he is
Yeah, we
kind
wanted
of
to see his
floating.
body.
So, before we enter the tavern, I'm going to pause real quick. What are you doing with Delphinius? How are you? Do you wish to hide him, if you even do, or you're just like, "Come, brain," and he's gonna just float in afterwards?
Oh no, he was just gonna float in afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
What are we
I
gonna
like
put
the
up, like,
Friends
put a
theme song
trench
is playing
coat?
in my head.
Put him in a trench coat and put a hat on him. Like
Brains in
who has
a
trench
jar.
coat?
Things are going great.
Mustache?
Just give him a
no,
hat.
might as well just rip the proverbial band-aid off. There's a brain in a jar, deal with it. We could put little sunglasses on his jar. if that would make you feel
Wait,
better
now,
about it.
if we save this goddamn town, I dare someone to fucking speak up about it.
Oh, we could tie a cape. We could tie a cape to his jar and put sunglasses on it. That way it feels more like a person to people that are not used to brains in jars.
I like the sunglasses thing because it seems like we're kind of weekend at Bernieing this.
Right, but there's also the cape kind of like hanging from and dragging behind the jar to give it the illusion of a body.
Yeah, so Christina, it seems like we're all pretty much in agreement that we are doing nothing and everyone can just deal with it.
You may
actually rather
continue.
enamored of this. I'm actually rather enamored of this sunglasses and cape idea. Can we do that? Is that a thing? Do we have goggles?
Do you have sunglasses?
No one has sunglasses in their inventory.
I
except
can
maybe
digitate
Esther.
some sunglasses if I need to.
I mean, we can draw like a little face on the front of his jar, but I feel like
Yes, it is done. Flix grabs like some wax from his kit, some grease from his thieves kit, and draws a smiley face. A
actually
slightly
no,
crooked smiley
Flix.
What?
Rain actually has a disguise kit with like makeups and shit. It is
Oh,
also
no!
proficient with it.
Perfect. But I want to draw it.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
Rain opens
Flix.
her disguise kit. So I have like little bits and pieces, like we can put like a little wig on him, like a little mustache.
No,
A little bit
absolutely.
of like makeup, like little like
Flix draws one of these faces on the front of the jar,
Okay. He's got a little cat face now.
and
hello, I'm Delphinius Australis.
we've got the hat of disguise. We've got the hat of disguise, right? That floppy
no,
hat?
we're too far along down this plan now.
Oh, you're right. This is much better. And I'm sure I have a spare cape or something. Because we've acquired magical capes, and we never specified what happened to our old capes. So there's a cape in my bag, and we affix a cape to the jar. So there's a smiley face on the jar,
Okay.
and there's a cape.
Okay.
We have a hat of disguise.
We have a floppy hat, don't we?
But
Is
I
that-
just-
am I
No,
imagining things?
that's comprehend languages.
Yeah, you don't have a hat of disguise.
Oh, you're right.
It does comprehend the languages.
But Kashma does have his green felt hat. With
He
Yeah,
does.
He
or
actually
the-
just put it on the jar. The one
Okay.
with a little flower on it.
Delphinius floats backwards a little bit, his cape fluttering in the wind, his little ooh-woo hat, or not, I'm sorry, ooh-woo face and green hat. He does a little spin.
Yeah, his uwu face is in like whatever the brightest magenta pink color Rain had in her bag.
Rain
Okay.
absolutely has an array of different magentas and maroons.
Okay,
That is
well-
part of her color palette.
Okay, well now his name is Fancy Delphinius Australis.
Oh, you look so good, Delphinius. This is a big upgrade.
Yes, I can't imagine that anyone would treat you poorly dressed as well as you are now.
I dare them to because I will get quite angry.
Indeed, I dare them to as
If
well.
I could wield a cane, I most certainly would. I feel very fancy.
Oh, don't say that. Flix may actually find you cane and somehow find you a way to wield it.
Please, just do not glue it.
I have cane. I probably can find a cane, and I do have mage hand. We could make this happen.
Oh, they may be a little too intimidating. Let's just try going in with this and see how this goes.
All right. I'm excited. I think that this is going to go swimmingly.
There's no way it can go wrong.
Did anybody want to roll their disguise?
If we're going to roll disguise, then Rain should, I guess.
Yeah, Rain.
Rain
This is your
Rain
disguise
for
kit.
some
Is that a
reason.
It's sleight of hand.
proficient.
It's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand? Okay, maybe I should do it because I got a +7.
Well, it's the same thing. It's just Dex plus proficiency.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and you have a 16 dex?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, go for it then. Advantage because I'm helping, because I drew that swell cat face.
I will give you advantage.
Hell yeah.
All right. With a 19, well, you from behind it in the dark, in the real dark, sure. From
A
the
19
front,
on a DC
absolutely
49.
not. Oh, no. From the front, definitely not.
I think our goal here wasn't to make Delphinius look like a person. I think our goal here was to make Delphinius look friendly and approachable, and I think we
He-
knocked that out of the park.
Is very fancy. All right, well, he floats up behind you. Let us go in. My temperature is dropping.
Oh, yes, yes. There you are. After you.
I hope Who's That Lady plays when Delphinius enters.
Who's that lady?
Who's that lady? Sexy
He's like
brain.
floating behind Akashaba.
I feel like actually we should just do like some like loud introduction.
Oh, how convenient, actually. Eris is already here.
Eris is currently drinking at the bar with Arkin.
You know, he learned nothing. I'm just throwing that out there. You're supposed to wait until next weekend. Come on, Eris.
I mean, not if you're striving to, what the? What?
Christina's rolling everybody's sanity checks right now.
Is anyone else lagging a little bit?
Nope.
Nope.
No, make me a perception check. Where is No Run? There he is. Good! Alright, no, you notice familiar faces enter the tavern as you look up from speaking with your broodmother, Siksik the Frostbitten. Rain, Akashaba, and Flix have all entered through the tavern door, and something is floating behind them. And at second glance, you notice it is what appears to be a portable snack. I mean, a brain in a jar.
Seek, hungry? The,
I've had at least 3 pies. I am very plump, thank you. No, thank you. What? Why do you ask?
the rich ones, they bring floating snack with funny face on it?
Oh, they are returned. What? I see rain, yes, all in one piece, yes. I see the bear, Kashaba, oh, yes, yes. And Flix, what the God's name is that?
Edible? Maybe we feed to Blink?
Is 6-6 shriek? Did she like shriek that?
Yes,
like,
yes, that was very audible.
like Jessica Rabbit in.
What in God's name is that?
Delphinius kind of rotates in 6-6 direction.
Flix puts an arm around Delphinius's jar. Oh, this is our friend Delphinius. Don't mind, he's a little corporeally challenged. Or morphologically challenged? He doesn't have a body, is the bottom line here. He would be my boyfriend if he were that kind of friend, but he's not.
Goblin! Hobgoblin, get out! Get out! Get out!
Oh,
Well, Delphinius, come meet 6-6. And no, he says slightly less enthusiastically. Remembering how No was like... Wait, was it No or the fire druid that was kind
The
of
fire
a dick?
one. The fire
Oh, okay.
one.
And
You-
No!
you liked
Hello,
No.
No.
Hey, Flix. You
Oh,
take one
hello,
nap, you all
folks.
disappear.
Man, we move faster on these parts.
Harkin is currently looking at Eris, and they're both talking over a drink, and he kind of waves as you enter, half-heartedly. His back is to Delphinius, and he hasn't noticed the brain floating up behind him and landing neatly on the counter with a nice little, thump. Eris, Harkin is talking about himself, and Eris is kind of leans over the table a little bit and looks at Flix and Akashaba and then down at the brain in the jar. And his eyebrows furrow as he looks at it. And then when he notices small bubbles escaping from it and the brain moving, his eyebrows shoot up almost off his forehead.
Flix
then back
is
down.
wearing the exact same smile that you have drawn on him in his concept art.
Oh, hello, Eris.
Eris picks up his half-empty wine glass and sloshes it in the brain's direction.
Would you care to introduce yourself?
To what?
To whom?
To what is... What is that?
It food?
Is it
No.
is it a meal?
He's
No.
what would you say name was? Delphinius something? Delphinius.
It has a name.
It was a member of your house. Stop being rude.
What? Eris drops his wine glass and it makes a tink tink tink. Here. That's an ice blast. There. What?
Oh, jeez.
Delphinius, you introduce yourself so Eris stop freaking out.
Quickly, please. And no, I wouldn't do anything untoward. Delphinius is fully capable of
Licks the jar.
knocking you on your ass several times over.
You
And he's a friend.
lick the jar. You leave a nice little wet tongue mark a few inches up the back of the brain. The jar floats up kind of ominously off the table since the cape in the back is kind of looking like it's suspended in the midair.
It's got like the
And
cat
the
grin on it. It
woo
can't
of
be
the
ominous.
face turns very slowly to Eris, and in a very serious tone that belies the face on its front. Says, "My young lord," and Eris just he starts laughing. He can't help it. He's like, hearken. What? I believe the fairy is playing a trick on me. I do believe I'm the brunt of this joke. Very, very good, Flix. I actually could use this laugh, and your illusions
No,
are
it's
getting
not-
better. In
it's not a
fact,
joke.
who's
not a joke.
throwing their voice?
It's not a joke. It's not.
Akashima frowns very deeply at Eris.
Jar,
Delphinius has traveled very far distance and endured much to return to you, and you are being very rude to him.
Jar tastes real, smells real, maybe not illusion?
He wipes what was the tears from his eyes. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue your introduction. My young lord, I am Delphinius Australis, your house scholar. It has been ages. I've suffered many things in order to keep your location and the knowledge of your life secret. My young lord, I'm so overjoyed to see you.
Where your body?
An extremely rude question. No, it was stolen from him.
Akashima
By
shifts
evil
his
people.
icy frown to no this time.
I
You're
mean,
being very rude too.
me not mean, be mean. We go get body back?
Eris lifts his hand slowly from the counter and grasps both sides of the brain in the jar and brings it closer to his face. And you can see him sobering up right before your eyes. And he gives it a very long look. Phineas? Yes! My young lord, if I could cry, I would be shedding tears of happiness to see you safe and sound. Eris gives the jar a very long look. And wordlessly kind of grasps it to his chest. Phineas, what have they done to you? That matters very little, my lord. The most important thing is that you are safe. And, well, our house. I know.
What?
He sets Delphinius down. Looks at Rain, Flix, and Akashima. Thank you. I had no idea. He looks at the brain. I've only heard tales of things like this occurring, but never seen it once with my own eyes.
It's not one of your missing relics, but I think maybe this is an even greater gift.
And he looks at Rain and looks at Flix and Akashima. You verified that this is Delphinius.
I mean, as best we could. We had no reason to suspect otherwise, especially given the circumstances under which we found him.
He was cursed.
I see. He lifts up the jar again. Delphinius, tell me, what do you remember about the last days of our house? Before Mother was taken. Oh, you want me to recall that? The brain kind of nervously quivers. Well, very well. I remember them storming through the front gates, and the guards, the 2 guards stationed there, and your bespoke house regalia, given their lives to defending you to the last. And your friend, Lucaris, yes, he was there as well.
That's worth mentioning. We didn't mention the
Eris nods. And of our house's knowledge. Delphinius bobs in his thing. Yes, The brain stops. Without giving it away, my lord. And the brain begins to, like, pulse, and Eris shuts his eyes and, like, presses his forehead against the brain's, jar. And then he nods. Yes. Alright. This is most indeed Delphinius. He knows knowledge that only he would know. Eris makes a sigh in relief. Forgive me, Delphinius. I am a bit paranoid. Well, everything. Eris turns to Rain. Thank you all for bringing him back to me. I will make sure he's, well, taken care of. Delphinius, what exactly do you want to do from here? The brain in the jar bobs a little bit. However, I can service you, my lord, and bring our house back to its former glory. Well, Delphinius, he pats the jar. This, to my left, is Rain, and to the right, the bugbear Akashaba, and the fairy is Flix. They are my friends. Treat them as you would treat me, with the utmost respect. I trust them. And you can too. Delphinius bobs. Very well.
Me, no. Sorry licking you.
Oh, that is fine, little kobold. I am a curiosity, and, well, in a kobold circle, I would most certainly look like some sort of beverage or snack.
Yes. That's Seek.
Sik is just... Rain, you've noticed just a low growl kind of emanating from Sik's throat this entire time. Her eyes narrowed, looking very suspiciously at the brain in the jar. But when No mentions Sik's name, she kind of snaps out of it a little bit and clacks her crocodile-like teeth together. She folds her arms across her chest.
Right. What accursed thing have they done to you? Such horror to remove your body and leave you as brain. Floating, speaking. I am not disgusted. At you, I am disgusted by the horror you must live in. Do not know the deliciousness of the food.
As are we. But there is an Artificer's Guild here. Delphinius presents a unique challenge. Perhaps they can build a body for Delphinius that will restore his senses to him.
If you need parts, me get them. Me good at finding things.
Well, perhaps we should, Eris speaks up, should ask what Delphinius wants. Delphinius? Do you like being a brain in a jar? Well, my young lord, it's not something that we can immediately change, and frankly, I'm certainly fortunate to have kept my consciousness this entire time throughout this torturous process. For now, I will take some solace in reuniting with you, Eris, my young lord, and we shall share our combined knowledge, and if it can help bring our house to justice, then so be it.
Mr. Brain, if want, you can, me can leave Blink with you, and he can be your legs, and just for a short time until you get your own body.
That is not necessary, for I provide my own propulsion. I do appreciate the brain floats off the table. I do appreciate your kindness, little kobold.
Okay, you think about it. Blink very strong. Kind of slow, but very strong.
Phineas, why don't we retire you? Perhaps to a room for the night? Phineas says, well, how about I just... and he kind of floats behind the counter. Yes, I'll just pretend I am a cup.
What?
I think he's particularly interested in the entertainment for the evening, Eris.
I have an idea, Delphinius. You can form
He's still
mental
there.
bonds, can't you?
I can form a connection between the minds of myself and one another, but to be honest, I enjoy the ambiance. The music is nice here, and I like hearing people talk. I would be very most content just sitting here for a time.
You should talk to Cousin. He has lots of stories. He always talk, sometimes too much.
Well, the reason I was suggesting it is because perhaps you could form a mental bond with one of us, and then we could drink a very great deal very quickly so that you could experience it.
Oh, I cannot manifest that sort of bond with someone, feeling their own emotions. But that is sounds like a fun idea. But I will sit here and just enjoy the conversation. I'm sure you and the young lord have much to talk about. Eris nods and looks at everybody. Harkin has not said a word this entire time, his mouth agape, a beer mug in his hand, just staring at the brain in the jar like his bugbear brain just cannot process whatever that is.
The brother man bugbear doesn't get it.
You're just gonna let it sit there?
Why wouldn't we? He's friendly.
Him, not it.
Right.
He is quite adept at defending himself as well.
No,
Just ask Akashaba.
Actually, Harkin, I ran into a scrap with Delphinius here, and let me be honest, he kicked my ass. So I do not think we let him sit here. I think he lets us sit here, maybe.
Oh, wow, that is that's terrifying. He takes a long drink of his ale. Oh gosh.
But he is friendly. He is on our side. He serves Eris, so probably just good friend for all of us.
Eris is motioning for what appears to be 2 more glasses of wine.
Flix, don't you have... I believe you have a certain letter that maybe Eris would be interested in.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I got distracted by everything that was going on with Delphinius and making sure that he was settled nicely. It's here somewhere. He reaches into the satchel, like, up to his shoulder, which should be physically impossible, and rummages around until I get that, No, I don't have it on my notes here.
It's the letter that talks about the meeting in the Night Garden. Was that where it was?
Oh yeah, with the Baron. What's her face?
Yeah, the Baron reaching out to, I can't remember her name, lady whatever something.
Let's see. Show players. Show to all.
There we go. There it is.
Nice.
Lady Raven's Blood. That's it.
Eris takes the letter. Thank you, Flix. So, what is this?
It was the only correspondence we found on the new tenant of the graveyard. Some kind of blood witch.
Yeah, she was a piece of work.
And some, like, alchemist, full skeletal alchemist of some kind.
He was an entirely skeletal alchemist, yes.
Yeah, entirely, 100% skeletal and 100% alchemist.
Both
No
are
he
kind of
threw, like,
growls.
a lot of alchemic potions.
Baron,
Apparently he was the one who was particularly interrogating Delphinius here.
Eris sighs and puts the note down. Baron Styx, one of the things that he took to doing, and he was particularly passionate about, was finding out a way to create additional Polarans on a whim in order to create an army of his own. House as powerful as he possibly could, just creating Polaran after Polaran under his control. He employed all sorts of crafters, makers, alchemists, scholars, willingly or not, and tried to find the secret of how to create a Polaran on a whim. And
This
in
guy is a real bastard. I'm not fed.
Eris chuckles dryly. In most cases, he failed. And in some, he looks over at Delphinius. He succeeded. But the fact that he could not do so with any sort of regularness? What word am I?
Regularity?
Regularity? Holy shit! GM has a stroke. Any sort of regularity infuriated him to no regard. And hence why his growing grudge at my mother and my birth ate away at him. And it enraged him. And he thought our house was the one to hide away the secret of creating Polarans. And he, over time, grew not just enraged, but maddened, obsessed with my mother and trying to find out her secret, how she could possibly give birth. And if he could harness this secret of his own, well... But Eris shakes his head. In order to do this, Baron Styx allied himself with multiple houses. The Raven's Blood House being one of them. The Raven's Blood House was known for being gardeners, poisoners, alchemists, mixers, things of that ilk. Things that made Baron Styx take a great interest in them. And he did everything he could to try and ally themselves with them. And during the fall of my house, the various houses had plundered what they could from the vault of Lunesti. He looks down at the note. And it appears that, well, Lady Ravensblood and her house holds one of my house's artifacts. It appears they're trying to, well, meet some sort of accord. He looks up at the group. I would do whatever. I would pay you very well if you were to interrupt this meeting in between Baron Styx and Lady Ravensblood.
Before Akashaba can say, we'll do it for free, Flick says, yes, that would be wonderful. We will accept handsome payment for return of the artifact, and we'd be delighted to do it as well because it's the right thing to do, right, Akashaba?
I don't think we could possibly accept payment, but
Yeah,
yes,
we can definitely do it, though, and we can discuss the possibilities of payment afterward.
Oh, for Eris's friend, though, we help friends.
Eris,
Yes, of course.
Eris leans forward on the table. It is my belief Baron Styx is trying to collect my house's artifacts because he believes they hold the secret to creating Polarans to make vampires fertile. He shakes his head. I assure you that this is madness. However, I
Hey,
still
also
want my
just-
artifacts back.
Also, just very bad news if that were ever true. That would be a real problem.
A few questions, maybe, Aris. Do you know the timing spelled out in the note? Do you know how much time that gives us? I'm not familiar with the local calendar.
Eris immediately responds with, "It's about 4 days from now."
Oh, this is a very far way away for us to get to in 4 days, yes?
It is.
So
Sorry, airship
that's
is
hurdle
ready.
1. It's not. We're still missing. Well, so that's another thing that we found. We did also find another Borean shard, but it's different than the others. But if it does work, that still means we're short of 2 Borean shards to get our airship off the ground.
Sorry, Rain. Sick is sniffing your armpit.
Yes, Sick. It has. We've been out in the wilds a little bit, but I didn't think it smelled that bad.
Oh, you do.
No,
I don't say anything about it though.
I thought that horrible stench was emanating from your brain, friend. But it's not. It's emanating from your... What do you have in your bag? Rain?
In my bag,
Yes.
what
It
does
smells of hatred.
Oh, that's not. Oh shit! It is my bag, isn't it?
Yes, I wasn't gonna put that thing in my bag.
Oh shit. Rain. Well, like I said, we found a strange Borean shard. It is not a happy shard. It's not all rainbows and dragons like Lucaris unfortunately is.
It stinks like, the pain and hatred of, the blood.
Six makes sticks her tongue out of her mouth like she's gagging on something incredibly bitter.
Yep, all of those things.
But why? Why do you? Where do you find this horrible resonant thing?
The same place we found Delphinius. Well, not literally the exact same place, but like the same location, in a room down the hall of horror and in hatred.
Sure,
It
sick.
turns out that Baron Styx's minions are a pack of bastards, I believe is a phrase you could use for them.
Bastards, indeed. Show sick this crystal now.
Okay, well, so Akoshiba did some work on it to make it less funky. Should we really be doing this here at the bar, out in the
Seems
open?
unsafe.
We can at least, I don't know, retire to one of the side rooms, maybe? Close the door?
If anyone overlooks our conversation, I'll strike them blind. Give me this rock of hate.
Okay. I mean, sure. Rain opens her bag, pulls the
big red crystal
Borean
out.
shard out. Yeah.
God, never mind, put it back.
I did warn you, I feel like multiple times, but okay.
Ugh.
Take it out. Okay, put it back down.
I can't even look at it. It is terrible. So, it appears that the resonance of this gem has been tainted by whatever it is surrounds it. The Borean shards, they have resonancy, you see. And some of them, over time, they take aspects of the environment around it. Some... In Arctis, you see many blue crystal, yes? Very, very cold in Arctis, makes sense. Sometimes you see beautiful purple crystal, beautiful green crystal, very windy, yes, in Arctis. Beautiful purples, they all do very different things. But not everything is about element, is about feeling, is about emotion. And some shards get charged from the energy around in the area. This comes from an area of pain and death, purposely charged for nefarious purposes. Why they would want a power of hatred and pain coalesced in this crystal, I do not know. But
Because they're bad guys and they like to do bad things with power.
indeed. But
You would probably make a powerful weapon.
Oh, I would not wish to harness that sort of hate and pain on anyone.
So maybe this isn't going to be appropriate to get our airship off the ground, is what you're saying.
No, not in its current form. Powerful, yes, but very bad thing. I do not know how to change this crystal. It is resonancy is beyond me. Perhaps you go to Artificer's Guild.
So then that puts us in a bit of a quandary of we have to be somewhere in 4 days, and we have no means of transportation to get there.
Yes, is problem. 4 days to get to Polaris? Heh. Good luck.
Well, so putting this shard aside for a moment, we do have the pink one arriving, and that leaves us still with we need 2 other colors, I believe, is where we were.
What? What are you talking about? Why you make grocery list of shard? Explain to Six.
Rain's like talking towards like Flix and Akashima and Eris in general, and like 6 just behind her.
Hello.
Well, so we were told by Lou that he needs 5 different colored shards to power an airship to take us out of Borealis. We've already provided a blue and a purple one, and our friend Lucaris provided a third. We're still missing 2. Right? That was correct, right? We need
That is
2 more
correct.
colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or 2 more crystals. I don't think we need 2 more colors in particular.
Well, Lou did specify they needed to be different colors.
They all need to be
like,
different.
Balance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Eh,
Oh,
Gotta
this one
balance
is a
the
different
chakras
color.
or whatever. This one is a different
Rising
color.
off of the ground on the power of raw hatred.
And the pink one, I mean, we could. They're already sent an excavation team out to the pink one that we found, so that would give us 4 total. So if we can somehow get this one to work, I guess that meets the criteria.
I'm reluctant to use it, frankly, but given our time constraints, we may not have a choice.
Akashima's just frowning, like not fully understanding this conversation.
I do not think that is a power you wish to harness, my friend.
Well, here's our alternative. We let this he lowers his voice. We let this meeting go without intervention. This is an opportunity to recover the artifact, or at least ambush one of the ones that's holding it and interrogate them.
If your problem is that you only need a single crystal, then your problem is potentially solvable by not utilizing your hatred shard of whatever you have in your bag.
Six
Rain.
extends her hands.
Rain is at attention. Do you know the location of another shard, Sixik?
You could,
She looks down at No and pats him on the head.
there is, you could beseech a dragon.
Excuse me?
Oh, that's a splendid idea. Do you know what a dragon is?
Well, there is a dragon that lives high in the peaks of Arctis.
We
Yes,
actually know where 2 dragons live already. Is it the crystal dragon?
then you must speak of Prismata, the Radiant. Yes, she is Crystal Dragon who lives in spires of Arctis. Her great enemy lives on the cliffs of Gale Cutter's End, the dreaded white dragon Rhymefang. Yes, I know of these dragons.
Sik chuckles.
Sik knows them very well.
Funny, they were on our agenda to, well, Prismata, I suppose, anyway, to go and introduce ourselves, to possibly find some way of aiding Lakars. And did everything just get really quiet? Everybody just stopped talking all at once. It's such a strange feeling.
No. The conversation seems to ebb and flow. Well, you will not get anything from the white dragon. He is a terror.
She slams her fist down on the table.
Something to be feared. A reverent god of the skies.
I mean, if you look at Sik, she is very much a white kobold.
Well, I mean, I think our plan was more to kill that one eventually. Possibly to assist Prismata in helping us of some way. But yes,
Wait, was that our plan?
I feel like there was some reason we wanted to go kill a dragon, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can't for the life of me remember exactly why.
I was going to say having planned does not sound like it.
Although I imagine
no,
that
we
such
have
a dragon
lots of
would have
plans.
accrued quite something in the way of, well, you know, belongings.
Prismata and Rhymefang fight very much over territory. Rhymefang very much asshole. Prismata very much like to have people and talking and very kind. Conversationalist, yes. But Rhymefang jealous, yes. Prismata creates borean shards of her of resonance. Rhymefang assaults her area very often, but to no avail. But in recent time, Prismata not seen very often. Very little shards that she has bequeathed to the people that have done a good kindness. I worry for Prismata. But if you wish for shard, you beseech Prismata. And if your heart is pure, perhaps she will give you what you need in order to help the little prince.
Oh, well, my heart is pure, so I go talk to Prismata.
I'm pure?
No, you're not, Flix. You are funny. It's different.
Oh. How?
Wait, what? Is that a serious question?
Yes.
You don't know the difference between funny and pure.
Not particularly. I mean, funny is wonderful, isn't it? Brings joy to people.
Well, but you know definition of pure, right?
But, well,
Okay, well,
yes, actually, define pure for me.
no, it's fine. We table this for later. I don't want to make a boring conversation for everyone else. But I feel very uniquely placed to talk to Prismata and prove the virtue of our cause.
I want to talk to Prismata as well.
I
No,
believe
you
you could
don't
probably
know.
all go talk to Prismata. However, I say she has not been seen in very long time. It would be very good to see what happened to her and know that Prismata's lair very difficult to get to, but more poachers and thieves being seen in the area. Yes, trying to get the dragon's hoard.
Well, that sounds awful too.
Yes. Without seeing Prismata in the skies or roaming her territory, those that wish to abscond with the dragon's hoard slowly close in. Those that can survive the cold temperature.
She pets No on the head.
This one knows the way to go. You take him.
I get go high?
Yes, this time you go high.
Me go get Blink.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a great plan.
Nice to have guide for a change.
Yeah, actually, should we all get a nice night's rest then? I mean, I assume we have to set out first thing in the morning.
I think that will be smart.
Sik nods.
Yes. First thing, first light, I see you here.
Oh, Sik. We actually found a bunch of things that may intrigue you. I don't know if you can do some things with them. Flix, can you flutter over here for a moment?
Ah, yes. Sik love things. Give Sik things.
No, certainly, yes. What are we doing? What?
Like, Rain starts digging into the bag of holding.
Hey, that's mine.
We shared.
Ah, Sik love the bottomless magical bag.
It is magnificent, isn't it?
So many things.
Rain
can fit
pulls
in
out the corpse flower bulb pollen
Oh,
and a little bit of the sap.
oh.
So,
Sik
found-
Oh,
sniffs.
you wanted that nonsense. Why didn't you just say so?
Ah, corpse flower.
There's also a stink gland in here, but probably best to leave that in there for now.
I could tell this gland is everywhere.
Yes, but I don't know if I surmise that we could make some kind of poisons or potions or various things like that, and I think that this is probably a bit more up your alley than mine, frankly.
Yes, I am very good with monster parts.
Sik gestures to herself.
Yes. But Sik also very bad at business.
Sik holds the corpse flower part.
For skill you pay, for part you bring. For potion I make, for need you have. Yes? What is your need? What do you want me to make? You give me ingredient but no direction. What do you want me to do with stinky thing?
What's it good for?
The sniff.
Well, do you know corpse flower? They are deliciously. They are hungry. They're hungry all the time and they eat the dead. Good compost. Good at breaking things down. Yes, I make solvent here with this that could be universally useful for breaking down sticky thing.
That sounds useful.
I would kind of hope it maybe for delicious food, but that sounds like it would be more helpful.
Yes.
I mean, we have a gallon of its sap. We have its bulb pollen and its stench gland.
Perhaps if you leave all these things with me and bring me more things, I combine them to make even better thing.
Oh, actually, here's the crazy idea. She pulls out her 10 feet of fiend tongue that she's been carrying around.
Sik like,
Oh,
Could you...
Why do you still have that?
Because I'm sure it's going to be useful at some point, obviously. What about... Like, she's kind of like flopping this, like, barbed tongue around. What do you think about being able to make something like with this that can ensnare somebody or tangle them up? Maybe with some of the sticky bits here in the corpse flower.
oh, yes.
Sik lifts the tongue.
That's very tough, strangely springy. Yes, you want some stinky. Yes, I make.
Stinky.
But how you want to work? You want me to put it in a bottle so you can throw it? Or do you want it to be a
She looks down at No and says in Kobold,
I don't even know how to explain this.
You mean the sack? The
No,
bag?
no,
that you
like
throw?
like the sticky tongue. Like a frog's tongue. Yes, like frog's tongue. Sticky.
I think the latter was more what I was thinking, or something maybe like a whip. You can hurl at somebody, or like a net.
Oh, I know how to
Actually-
use whips.
Actually, those orcs use nets against you rather effectively, Flix.
Yes, I rather hate that actually.
But we could maybe make something similar, but like a whip. I mean, the tongue is
like
kind
a
of
net,
whip-like.
or like a whip that entangles opponents. This is what you're saying.
Maybe. I
Is
don't know
this-
if you can use a whip.
Is this your need, or would you like to wait until you have accumulated more strange things for Sik? Perhaps I make you something better, yes? If you want sticky whip, I make it. But you will not have any more pieces left over.
I honestly have no idea what else we'll do with this stuff.
Well, I mean, what would
how
be
long do these things
useful-
keep? This is starting to get a little bit foul.
Sik sniffs it.
Unfortunately, things like this tend to stick around until they are decursed. They are foreign and do not decompose like they would normally do. This thing is fiend tongue. I'm surprised that it's not moving around on its own accord.
Oh, it does actually. Sometimes. Yeah, it does. It does do that. Yeah. This, interestingly enough, it was the only part of the fiend that didn't immediately break down.
Very good.
Well, I mean, maybe we
what
can.
would be useful against a dragon like Rhymefang?
You would like to know how to fight a white dragon?
Well, given
Sixy
that
could
that
help.
seems to be something that we're hurtling on a course to doing, then yes, I would very much like to know how to fight a white dragon.
Sik chuckles.
I make you something that would be useful for killing a white dragon, yes. But I require a small favor in return. Sik would like part for personal use.
What kind of bar?
I would like very specific parts. 2 parts, in fact.
What would you use them?
I make potions and poultices like I would be making for your friend Rain here. I will make you whatever you want, and especially something out of this fiendish tongue. But you must bring me the heart of the white dragon and its eyes.
Oh.
Oh,
you mean afterward?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I have full confidence. Confidence.
Cash was your own insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have full confidence you will return alive.
Are you seeing a dice?
I do, yeah. I do. 16. Ikashima, Sik is very interested in getting these dragon parts.
Okay. Cash just kind of squints his eyes very slightly, just very slightly. Like he's trying to figure out, like, is this a thing he wants to give to Sik?
I mean,
What do you plan to do with them?
Sik shrugs.
It's not very important. Primarily, the eyes are very good in the juices inside for making my brood very strong.
She pats No on the head.
I bet you can use them to turn into a dragon, can't you?
What? No. That's ridiculous.
Is it?
Look at me.
Inside check?
I am beautiful dragon already.
Okay.
You know what? You
You
are a
maybe
beautiful
Sik
dragon
is
already.
a dragon.
And tiny is more beautiful than large anyway. It would be awkward to be enormous.
But in all seriousness, the heart of the dragon is a very powerful thing. Sik is shaman. I use it in ritual. But I have many brood. And
Sik makes like kind of a gesture around her stomach.
many brood I consume to keep my vitality up. So make more brood. So No here.
She lifts up No and like shows him off like Baby Yoda.
So, like this one can grow big and strong, and Mama can be around to feed him mini pie.
Me like pie.
Ooh, around forever, perhaps?
Forever? No. I wish it that easy. Sik would eat dragon every day. But no. Sik, every time Sik has a little brood, little part of Sik goes into brood. Sometimes I need energy to recharge, like you would eat a steak for your energy.
Right, makes sense to me. Let's talk to Rhymefang, and we'll get all kinds of things. And
Well,
I'm
no,
sorry,
no,
the other
other
one,
way around.
Prismata.
Yep.
Yes, we'll talk to Prismata, or Kajaba will talk to Prismata, because apparently he's pure and I'm not, but whatever that means. and then we'll go and dispose of this Rhymefang or whatever it is, and then we'll return to Sweet. Shouldn't take very long.
Yes, very easy. Yes, talk to dragon no one has seen before and then go. Talk, potentially kill other dragon that is on Madden Rampage. Yes, go, very easy.
That's what I just said.
Yes, Sik agree with you. Sik, just say it again to sound smarter than Faye.
Well, you always sound smarter than the Fae.
Nod. Yes. Now,
Okay, well, it sounds like we have a plan.
well,
yes.
it sounds like it is my plan.
Yes,
Before we go anywhere,
that's
though,
great
we do
plan,
have
Sik.
some random odds and ends that I'd like to dispose of.
Ah, yes, would you like to summon a brood to sell things for you?
I was rather, since we plan to leave on, that takes some time, doesn't it?
You give to Cherry now, she go pound on door for you of merchants and demand money. I make sure you have money before first light. Sik best courier service in town, yes. 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Very
Or at the
scary.
at the very least, an item for trade. Would you allow me to confer with my compatriots momentarily so that we can decide what to do with it all?
Yes, confetti all you like. Confetti.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
Okay.
Do-
Sorry, my mic broke for a minute there. Go ahead.
Oh, are you back?
yeah,
Is
can hear you.
everything good?
Welcome back.
All right, so we have this adamantine chainmail, and we have this magical hand crossbow. I was hoping to acquire a cloak that would make me a little stealthier. Might be useful when sneaking around dragons. If there's something more useful we can do with that money, though, I'm all ears.
I mean, should we see if any of these things that we have, maybe they would be valuable if No's going with us? I don't know what he has, and like maybe the chainmail would be good for him. I don't know.
Oh, you're right. No, what sort of armor do you wear?
Light. Me very small. Me not like be weighed down. Me wear heavy leather, metal bits. See?
Oh,
And
I
points to
see,
it,
yeah.
and there's a big slash across the front.
Well, that's certainly of no use to him. And what kind of weapons
this
do you
protect
favor?
me.
No. I meant what we had was not. It was of no use to you. No.
Oh, okay.
And what sort of weapons do you favor?
He takes out his double-bladed scimitar. This.
And do you have anything that can be used against something that's, say, flying around and breathing ice gas at you or whatever?
He pulls out a net. Maybe this?
You were pretty good with bow last time we fought. Am I misremembering?
Me okay, but me prefer scratching with my sword. But
Is
use crossbow if need.
Is your sword magical?
He just looks up at you.
Is it enchanted?
Me took it from elf that was invisible.
Well, there seems like a fairly reasonable chance that it's. Hang on. Rain will cast detect magic.
But it is not magical.
Okay.
I don't think No has anything magical on him pretty much, except for the pendant.
You have
Oh, the
no.
leather,
You are
the
currently
leathers.
wearing magical armor, and your pendant is magical.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot the armor was +1.
So we have. What all do we have here?
Well, some potions, this hand crossbow, and the adamantine chainmail, along with a rather large quantity of gems to sell.
Yeah, I think the gems might be good to hang on to for a little bit right now.
Why?
Because we can look through them and see if any would be particularly good for enchanting later. We haven't had a chance to really look through them.
Oh, resonant gems. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe the hand crossbow would be helpful, so we can at least shoot something.
Yeah, at the
We
very
have
least
crossbow.
we can loan it to you. That way you have options.
We have crossbow.
But this one's magical, and we may encounter things that defy the power of mundane equipment.
I mean, we could. Yes, it's great. It's a great crossbow. You should take it now.
Oh,
It's small.
okay.
It's small, like you.
Borrow it. Borrow it.
Well, if he's going to go take us to a damn dragon, I think it's fine. But sure, whatever you want to call it.
We don't want to keep it permanently
Extended
anyway.
loan.
Me use to help fight Flix's enemies.
Yeah, see, he's in this for us with us right now, so at least for that duration, seems good.
Me not have any contracts for a
but-
while, so me help.
At the very least, we should see about getting that ridiculous contraption of his enchanted.
I mean, do we have any way of actually looking through these gems and determining what is resonant gems and what maybe are or are not resonant?
You probably
the-
have to take them to Ladyface.
The only thing that you need to do in order to figure out if they're resonant for you is to touch them.
Okay. Well, here we have a whole bunch of gems. Maybe one of them will resonate with no. No, hold out your hand.
Looks to Kashaba.
Sus.
No.
Looks
Lukaku,
to Kashaba.
But
sorry, I'm missing this. What's going on?
Rain asked No to hold out his hand. No is confused because there's a lot of big words, but he trusts Akashaba.
Kashma nods, like a little confused, but nods in Rain's direction.
No holds out his paw.
Okay. Thank you, no. She'll take out one of the 2 black onyx that we got and place it in his palm. Now just
No.
hold it there for a minute.
He hisses and his hand starts to melt.
unfortunately, nothing seems to happen.
He looks at you very confused. Me bring to Seek?
Nope. Plucks them back out of his hand.
Okay.
Okay, we have this large amethyst. Sets it in his hand.
Nothing happens, but that's a very nice amethyst.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Plucks that back.
Starts to put, oh.
I'm handling, like, when you finish, Flix grabs the gem and, like, sort of gathers it in and is, like, playing with the gems.
Me very confused. What are we doing?
We have 2 pearls.
We-
We're seeing if any of these resonate with you. No, so we can make your sword stronger.
No, make me an arcane check.
That should be easy. What's Arcane?
Oh shit!
No, in some tales that Sixik has told you, she's mentioned something that's called resonance when it comes to some of the crystals of borealis, and what resonance that she has described it to you as your soul and the crystal's soul both singing in the same key. So she has described it more as a song where you and a crystal sing the same note and you can work together. So a resonant crystal is like something that speaks to you or is like bonded to you, but you can use it in times of great need. And if you find these crystals, if you touch them, you'll immediately know if they resonate with you.
Oh, that what you mean? Okay.
Yes. Sets 2 pearls in his palms.
Nothing from these.
Okay. We have this lovely cut tourmaline.
Can't we just sort of let him rummage around and find one that finally buzzes, right? It's all
That's
very
exactly what we're
methodical
doing.
and very
Yes.
slow.
Yes.
No,
Sets the lovely cut tourmaline in his hand.
nothing. No, you are getting the sense that look at all these gems these guys are pulling out of these bags. They're your
They
best
are
friends
rich.
now. Yes.
They are. When do they go to sleep? What room are they in? Just asking for a friend. You sure have a lot of gems since we took nap in that scary place.
Actually, this is just what we picked up tonight.
It's true.
Me gotta hang out with you guys more.
Actually, Rain ponders, digs in her own bag for a second, and pulls out the filigreed gold ring with sapphire. Found this. I know one of the resonant gems we actually pulled out of something else that had already been put in. Sets that in his palm.
No.
Yes.
You start to hear a faint, like, humming in your ears. And it sounds like when you were just a wee little lizard, just almost freshly hatched from the egg with your broodmates, all in a nice, warm nest, and your mother, Sick, is with you, feeding you delicious raw meats and taking care of you and teaching you and singing you the songs of winter, how to call down the snows, and how the winds whistling through the mountain peaks create a beautiful song of creation.
He
And then
starts humming to himself and looking off in the fire towards the fireplace.
you feel a connection with this gem that you've never really felt before. Sick has described it to you as the soul singing. But now you understand.
He instinctively just like closes his claws around the ring and just sitting there just humming to himself, looking off in the distance.
Rain's nose is like inches from your face, like studying you intensely.
Doesn't even notice. Just staring at the fire, just remembering the good old days.
No appears to be, just off in another world.
Just vibing.
Just absolutely vibing.
What is this spell like? It's like conjuring like Pepperidge Farm memories.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So it was no.
Do you feel anything now?
What? Yes. Yes. We singing together. Do you not hear it?
No. I mean, no.
What?
No.
No?
What?
Honestly.
You right here.
Are we doing
No, no.
Mean you're not here singing? Singing is happy. Singing Noah's
Oh,
young.
good. You found a gem that you're resonant with. Now we can probably use that to do nice things for your saber stick weapon thing. That lovely bit that you have. there.
Double-sided stabby stab.
Your
Yes, technically.
DSS.
Yes, DSS.
Okay, well, maybe.
Well, Rain, if you want to remove that ring from your inventory and give it to No, you can.
Yes.
Do I resonate with any of these gems, Christina?
You do not.
Oh, lame.
I'm just writing in Discord the note for you. No.
Danke.
Okay, well, great. Maybe, no, while we go and take our rest, maybe you can run along and I'm sure Sixit can help you get something taken care of for your sword. Your double-sided stabby stab.
DSS, I believe we've already established.
Yes, DSS. Me sound smart.
Great.
So, very much so.
Excellent. Well, Sixit, I think, unless Flix, was there anything that you wanted to put on retainer, I mean, I guess trading the chainmail or something to that nature for the thing that you wanted.
Right. We're going to loan the crossbow to No. Yeah, if it would be at all possible to trade this chainmail for, I hear elves make cloaks that help conceal one. If it's all the same to you and Akashiba, I wouldn't mind trying to trade the chainmail for one.
It's fine by me, Kashiba.
Okay.
But
Great. And Sik, we gave No a resonant gem that seemed to resonate with him. Maybe you can help him find somebody who can better enchant his signature weapon.
You give no a resonant gem? Such kindness.
If he's
It
going to
remind
take
me
us
of-
to a dragon, that seems only fair.
It reminded me of when we were young.
Yes, this is his first resonance. And now he understands what it's like to be connected to Arctis. Yes.
he pats No. She pats No on the head.
Yes, we're very generous.
You request payment all the time. You are not very generous, Flix.
But see, Akashiba, this
No,
is
you can
why
be both,
payment is
Akashiba.
valuable.
If you're good at something, you deserve to be paying for it. But that doesn't mean that we can't be generous with the largesse that we've received for the things that we're good at. You seem to believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, Akashiba, shh, it is absolutely okay. Yes, commerce. Yes, I am doing. Are you?
You like
You're bad for my
I'm just saying,
margins.
You are a very different definitions for these words than I was, raised with. That's all.
Akashiba, you do good for free. I freely. No, wait. I do nothing good for free. You freely do good.
That's actually not true, Six. Like, you've helped us a lot without charging us a dime.
Oh,
Flix, now you are just contrarian. You just argue with people to argue.
Sometimes, yes, it's great fun.
but I believe
Bah.
your time is a currency. You have done many good things for me and my brood, both gold and time. And now you take No to go see Prismata. This will do me a service. And then you will bring me Heart of Dragon. It's great service. We are best
Which is
friends.
probably worth quite a lot in and of itself. Okay, you raise a valid point. We're actually paying you very handsome.
Yes, you could probably get a good grip of coin for selling heart, please. Please. I ask you one thing. 1.5 thing. Because the eyes are...
Technically,
they're
technically
two.
two. Three.
They're a pair. You sell shoes in pairs, you get eye in pairs. Yes, you
familiar
do
with
not
using
buy
eyes for various
one
things.
shoe at shoe
That would
store.
be three things, actually, wouldn't it?
No,
Heart,
is
eye.
no pair
Either
of
way,
shoes is one thing.
Sik has
It's
declared
not
dibs.
one thing, it's two things.
No,
It's called a
it is
pair.
Is a pair? Yes, the pair is a singular object.
Either
No,
way,
a
Sik
pair.
has declared dibs, and as such, we acknowledge dibs. And
If it was two pairs, it would be four.
Yes, of course.
Yes, but then the pair
A
is
pair is two
multiple.
objects.
Yes, a pair, but it's a
oh
singular word.
dear. Okay. Yes, everybody's correct here. Everybody. Yes. Anyway, moving along. So yes, the chainmail, Flix. You want to try and trade that for your cloak?
Yes, I hope that someone will take that trade.
I think that's a very good trade.
And if anyone can find it, I expect that Cherry probably could.
Yes. You want courier service? You ask a Cherry. If there is very specific thing you want that is not gold, there is chance she may not find. Cherry is not, how you say, haggler.
Right.
Yes, Cherry will give note, shrug, and if no go, you get item back.
Well, we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Okay,
It's not necessary, it would just be nice. Although, are there any objects that we can acquire that will protect us from Rhymefang? Or will you be making those for us?
You think I have ingredient coming out of butt? Bring me something actually useful against cold. Tongue, no good.
I have
A
all
corpse
kinds of
flower,
peppers.
no
I have all
good.
kinds of peppers.
Oh,
and
well,
all.
I do not have pepper in hand. What do you, what?
Okay, if we give you
What
peppers,
do you
will
have?
you be able to craft potions for us that will protect us from Rhymefang's breath?
Well, if you have peppers, they will already protect you from the cold.
No,
But,
so we
but
don't need you to make potions.
well, it depends exactly. Perhaps you not eat pepper and now immune to dragon breath. That's ridiculous. Give me the peppers.
I give her 4 Pippin's piping hot peppers.
4 pepper? It? Okay.
Please write down what you were giving to Sixik.
Oh, and I also have those mushrooms. I gave her the mushrooms that we found outside that do the same thing.
Sixik snips these.
Ah, yes. Common shrimp. Good. Bring me more drinks.
All right, so game-wise, for you, Flix, Cherry is going to sell your stuff. Cherry will bring your note to the merchant she's trying to get your stuff from. There is a very large chance they will not have the very specific item you're looking for. If that is the case, she is going to bring you your item back, and you will not get gold for it today. And then you can try again tomorrow. Or else, you can just get the gold, and you will get that immediately. What do you wish to choose?
I would like to try to trade the chainmail for a cloak of Elvenka.
Okay. So, we will. I will have you roll a... You will have
Persuasion.
No.
I'll write a very,
No,
yeah, I'm
this
gonna
is
write
going to
a
be
very
random.
eloquent note. Oh.
Yeah, and it will. The randomness will vary depending on what you put on that note.
Oh.
So it is
So I
going to
can
have
write
it's going to
very
have a
eloquent
base
note.
chance, which I'm not going to tell you what the chance is. And then if your note sucks, it will be slightly less of a chance.
I got a 20 on my note writing.
All right, very good. And what do you put on the note, Flix?
Hello, this is Flix, Duke of Cats, eager customer of the various shops in Arctis, and I'd be more than pleased to mention publicly that I've shopped with you if you happen to have a cloak of Elvenkind in stock that you can trade for this very fine adamantine chainmail that we discovered in our travels. Oh, did I mention that we recently won the hunt?
Oh, okay.
And saved Borealis City! Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. Great.
I'm Commander
I'm fun
Shepard.
and
This is
charming.
my favorite
I'm
shop in the
sure-
Citadel.
Exactly. I'm fun and charming, and
Nice.
we can hang out in the future! Exclamation point.
Oh gosh.
I'll even pose for a picture with my crossbow out.
God. Flix, does
Please
that
be nice
conclude
to
your...
Cherry. She is excellent. Thank you. Signed, regally yours, Flix, Duke of Cats.
Flix, Duke of Cats. Cherry takes the note in her claw and she reads it. You're not quite sure she can read, but it's upside down, so probably not. And she nods as if she could read it and rolls it up into a nice, neat little note.
Are you sure you're not going to have any trouble carrying this?
She
Cherry?
extends
It's quite heavy.
her tiny arms.
All right, I can barely lift it. I, give her the adamantine chainmail. It weighs 55 pounds.
You thump it on top of Cherry.
No, I put it very gently on Cherry.
It thumps because it's 55 pounds and she is small, and it appears that there is no movement under the pile of armor that was once a kobold. And after a couple moments, the pile of armor sprouts tiny legs, and skirt just fucking runs off.
Cherry
like
one of the
that-
strongest of the brood.
I'm just hearing like the Fast and the Furious music in my head as she fucking skirts off.
I'm imagining that scene in Spirited Away when the soot sprite gets trapped underneath a piece of coal.
It's kind of like that, yeah. With the little legs sticking out and just. All right. Cherry has gone to do her duty. Now, Flix, I'm going to have you. Okay, so you got a 20 on your persuasion. Very nice. You are going to have a 25% chance of getting a Cloak of Elven Kind tonight.
Cool.
So I'm going to have you roll, since it's just a 1 and 4, we'll have it roll you a 1d4. If you roll a 4, you get a Cloak of Elven Kind.
Roll a6. Roll a6.
Nope.
Oof.
Oh! Unfortunately, Cherry will return with the armor,
Yeah, I figured as much.
but it is a good chance, and you can always try again the next day.
Well, we won't be here the next day.
That is the risk you took.
No, I just didn't want to bog down the game with more shopping.
That's
It's
true.
true.
We did a lot of shopping last time.
But also you-
kind of like a,
you
this
want-
is kind of like a shopping episode. I feel like.
No shopping episode. I gave you guys shortcuts so you didn't have to do shopping episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm being punished.
Because
for
nobody
taking a
likes
shortcut.
nobody likes shopping episodes. Now, if you, okay, so here's one thing about being in a city: there's not going to be every magical item at every time. That's just going to be the long and short of it. So if you want something both fast and accurately, there's going to be a very small chance you're going to get it.
It's a common magic item.
And you rolled a 3, and that's the
Out
way
of 4.
the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm not gonna belabor it.
So rest then, and we meet back here. And No go has a chore, and we'll meet him back here in the morning.
Me be here.
Great, excellent. Eris, are you gonna be good with your friend, your new friend, your old friend? Not really sure.
Delphinius. Yes,
Yes.
I will make him comfortable in the Thieves Guild. I think he'll like it there. There's enough, well, shady characters coming and going, and, well, it appears that he can at least see people or sense people around him without actually having eyes. And that already is a skill that's very useful. But
As
it will
long as they
also
have
be-
brains, he said.
Well, it'll be good to have him around anyway. I do miss sharing stories with Delphinius.
Oh, are you gonna take my advice and go to the Artificers Guild and see if they're willing to try to plug him into a body?
When me get back, me help you. Discount rate, cause you friend.
That is an idea that I will not broach with him. Perhaps if he wishes to be beleaguered with a body, he can bring it up and we could possibly make it happen.
I mean, he does seem to miss it.
Well,
He
I-
seems to miss the other parts of, like the finer parts of it, not necessarily the locomotion flicks.
yes,
Well,
he,
I
he
mean,
can
perhaps
float
we could
about,
just-
it seems.
Then a head with that can taste.
Eris shrugs. Whatever he wants, I will be sure to give him, within reason. But for now, I'd like to keep his current status a little bit under wraps. It's not the brain in the jar that I'm worried about, but more the
The
implication.
brain in the jar.
Yes. Delphinius does carry a lot of significant information about my house, and if he managed to not leak any of it to Baron Styx, well, I'm going to have to thank him very profusely.
All right, bed then.
Eris finishes his wine and stands up. You're right, the night grows long.
And we will try to be back with a Borean shard in time to have the midnight rendezvous in Belarus.
He nods. Until then.
All right, off to bed then.
Eris and Harkin kind of stumble out. Harkin kind of claps Eris on the back, like, yeah, there you go, buddy.
Harkin was unusually quiet the whole time.
He was pretty quiet.
I feel like he was only quiet after being confronted by Brain in a jar.
Nah, Harkin's not a very deep guy. That probably didn't scare him very much.
Sik grabs No by the back of the neck and drags him back.
No,
She leans down.
no. Do not let any harm come to our little cash cow friends, yes?
Yes.
We are very close to potentially getting a great meal.
Sik licks her lips.
Me hungry too.
Yes. If we manage to get the heart of Rhymefang,
Sik drums her fingers together.
we will eat like kings, my little one.
Me eat like king. Me protect them.
Yes.
Pulls out his double-bladed scimitar and does a few twirls with it. Me protect.
If all comes to worse, put sticky thing away and make the big eyes with the pouty mouth like this. No, I am little kobold. Please save me.
Me
Yes.
see others do that. Me never tried.
Yes.
Does that work?
Yes, you must have the physique for it. The cherry, big, fat, cute cheeks. Yes, she gets away with murder.
I've seen. I mean, I've not seen anything.
Yes, but no. The heroes
Yes?
of the hunt, they are very important, and I have great faith. I have seen it in the bones.
Me
They,
protect.
She pats you on the head.
Me permission bring Blink with me, or this not for Blink?
no, yes, you bring Blink, yes, is good.
Me maybe try find new shoes, Blink. So Blink strong, Blink slow. No fast, Blink slow. Me want Blink be fast like no.
I see. Yes, let me. Centaurs owe me great big.
Like
I
strong friends?
Yes, I speak with the one.
Okay. Me protect with life they return. Pockets full, so our bellies be full.
Yes, pockets full, bellies full.
Yes.
She pats you on the head.
Go sleep.
Good night. Oh, wait. We're supposed to do something with singing ring. And holds out the ring.
No,
She wraps it up in your hands and closes your hands around it.
you keep for now. With this. No, yes. Give me your pointy stick. I get Cherry. We'll find you slightly pointier stick. You are dragon hunting now, yes.
His eye just goes super wide, and his teeth somehow get a tiny bit shinier and sharper.
Yes. We get
He
you.
can't wait to tell stories to his cousin.
We will get you a stick worthy of young warrior. Yes. I take this.
She plucks the ring from your hand.
I take this. Okay, now you go to bed.
Good night, Seek.
Yes.
All right. Does everybody retire to their rooms for the evening?
Yes.
Nah, Kasha hits the club.
It's hitting the sauna.
All of this exploration and being a hero and none of the perks. So
None of the perks. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do.
No walks over, puts a stamp on Akashaba's hand. Go to Cobalt Underground. Tell him No sent you.
yeah, I'm not sure I want that kind of fun.
Oh,
At night you not forget until you black out. Then you forget.
do we
The
count
day,
on
the day quickly approaches, and you all take a well-deserved long rest. Please long rest if you have not done so.
So long rested.
I think we actually did take a long rest before we left last time, now that I'm remembering it, but Akashava spent a spell, I think, so.
Yeah.
To do equipment.
And in the morning, you guys know you can add the following to your inventory: a +1 version of your weapon, but you will no longer have your resonant gem. And your requested item that you sent me in a DM.
Which one?
The one that you sent me and I said approved?
I know there's 2 of them. I wasn't sure which one would be okay.
Let me look.
One is floaty, one is fasty.
Oh, fasty.
Fasty? Got it.
Yeah, fasty, not floaty.
Thank you. I feel the need for speed.
For speed. All right, and the morning breaks on a new day in Arctis, and Cherry has returned with, unfortunately, the same armor that you gave her, Flix. She was not able to find you a cloak of elven kind to trade, but No did get a +1 weapon because he exhausted his resonant gem and a magical item that he requested. Please make your way downstairs.
Customize that.
Is there not +1 versions of that available?
Doesn't
I think
look like
you probably have to make it custom.
Okay, I think I could. Is that 2 hit bonus or 2 hit override?
Let me make you a custom one real quick.
Yeah,
Got
because it's
it.
one of those. It's like a weird Eberron weapon. So
Double-bladed scimitar. Okay, let me do this super fast. You guys can all make your way down to the tavern and shoot the shit.
And eat the steak.
Oh, thank you for trying, Cherry. Just keep checking back to see if they get one in stock while we're away. You'd be so kind. Oh, that reminds me. I do have some other odds and ends that we might want to dispose of, like this necklace. Out of character, are you guys all full up on your attunement slots?
I have nothing attuned except for maybe the weapon.
I
don't
don't
know if that
know.
requires
How
attunement.
many attunement slots can you have?
three.
3.
+1 plus weapons usually don't require attunement.
Oh, I have none then.
Okay.
I am technically full with the staff, but like I don't get much value out of the staff. So, but it's better than anything else that we've got, so I keep it.
Well, I've got the necklace of adaptation. Do either of you want to attune that?
I'm good.
No.
What's that one do?
alright.
What it does is, let me find it.
Christina, I'm also gonna, as part of the long rest, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the last of my spells that I got, scribing them.
Okay.
While wearing this
Perfect.
necklace, you can breathe normally in any environment, and you have advantage on saving throws made against harmful gases and vapors, such as cloud kill and sinking cloud effects, inhaled poisons, and the breath weapons of some dragons, but not the dragons we're going to see.
Of course. Would that work with the periapt of health, or they take up the same slot? Because that one doesn't say attunement.
It says it's a necklace. I don't know where a periapt is worn. I think that's.
Oh, it's a
mean-
pendant.
I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't wear both of them if one of them does not require attunement, right?
The periapt does not.
There's no slots per se the way there used to be. Attunement is what really matters, right? Christina?
Sorry, I'm fixing his weapon real quick. What was your question?
That like the slot that an item is worn in, short of, common sense like gloves or boots or cloaks or whatever. But like you could wear more than one ring, or you could wear a couple necklaces, or even a couple belts potentially.
I believe so. I wouldn't allow double belts. I would allow double rings. Let me finish up this item real quick for him, and then let me just look at something real quick. All right, I double blade, because his double-bladed scimitar has a couple funky properties. So it's got finesse and an armor class thing. Okay. Double-bladed scimitar +1. Okay, this is gonna be uncommon weapon, no attunement. Okay, bonus magic 1, save. Alright, Revenant double-bladed scimitar +1. We are going to the inventory. Managing.
Oh, while you're making stuff, can you make...
Revenante.
Oh, never mind. I do have the Helm of Comprehending Languages I led.
Also, we got the second diamond. Akashaba, do you want to put two diamonds down in your inventory for like revivify?
That's a necromancy, isn't it?
I mean, yes, but so is spare the dying. So
Yeah,
Hold on,
like...
I'm that.
like necromancy being the catch-all for evil, not a great rule as a cleric.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Unless
Yeah.
you really want to be
almost
dedicated.
everything bringing people back is necromancy.
I just want to point out, I do not understand how stopping someone from dying is necromancy. That seems like
It's halting
my
the process
necromancy.
of death, essentially.
Like
Because
healing
necromancy
spells
is,
used
is
to be
power
necromancy.
over death. It's not like...
Yeah.
From an in-character perspective, just so you're all aware, Akashima does not consider that necromancy. Clearly, he's done it a few times. Everything else is considered necromancy to him. So
Okay. So revivify then is basically busting out the paddles, like to do CPR to bring somebody back after they die. So that's what that spell literally is. If you don't want to use it, then we'll sell the diamonds.
So look. Here's the thing. Like me, the player, like I obviously it's a very useful thing to have. Akashima never has it equipped because he thinks it's necromancy. If someone like wants to put in the RP work and the emotional labor to explain to him why this is not evil, that's fine. But Akashima would not take the diamonds to have on hand to make sure he could use Revivify.
That's fine because none of our characters understand how any of that magic works. So
Yeah,
we would
you're just never
never
going to
think
use
do
it.
that.
totally
So
fine.
I hope none of us...
I hope none of
I
you
hope-
die.
Yeah, I hope nobody accidentally fails their death saving throws.
Oh, look, if that's it, it's the will of the gods.
Great.
Why are you the worst cleric?
Why are you a cleric?
Yeah,
Make fire.
it's a really
Why
good
are
question.
you-
You should have been a wizard.
I heal people sometimes.
What?
Mass healing. I've done it like 4 or 5 times.
I love your cleric that doesn't want to heal or bring people back from the dead.
Well, I definitely not bring people back from the dead. We'll heal them.
We'll heal.
Can't stress out of that.
Okay, fire and heal.
Can we just dump like the diamonds into a fucking potion bottle and have revivify potions? Shit.
No, I've created
seriously.
your weapon. It doesn't seem to be popping up yet in the in D&D Beyond, but I did create it.
Thank you. I'll refresh really quick, see if that helps.
I'm really looking forward to this dragon
Also,
fight now.
you can add that you can add the other item that I give you no to your inventory as well.
The
The horseshoes. The horseshoes.
Yeah, I added that and he equipped it, I guess, because I don't have a sheet for.
You would equip that, I believe.
Okay. Doesn't affect mine.
It
But
should.
it's equipped.
But
Okay.
I don't know if it requires attunement. So
It does not.
okay. Okay, sounds good.
It requires a fixing, but not a tuning.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're like flip flops.
Oh, did you get the like the horseshoes of speed or whatever?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, after he realized that basilisks have a base move speed of 20.
All they need is 20. They just need to get within sight.
Lol.
Drew, you know we're gonna have a moment where it's like, call me a revivify, and I'll be like, I'll call you a Hearst.
Damn.
I mean,
Call an ambulance.
Wait, I don't
Definitely
job
for me.
is
I do my job. I murder things.
somebody is not going to survive the dragon fight. Like, I can promise you, and it's going to be fucking hilarious.
It'll
At
probably be
this
Flix,
point.
and then Flix will be dead, and everyone will be
Yeah.
probably slightly relieved, honestly. That's cool.
I'm
I can be
looking
a
forward to,
paladin.
like, I'm looking forward to the post-mortem after that dragon fight. It's like, all right, Akashba,
Oh god,
let's
the,
talk
fucking,
through
the
why
fucking
did
word
you die?
post-mortem is triggering me. I never want to hear it again in my life.
Why did
In this
you
case,
die?
it would be very literal,
Postmortem is
though.
Great.
That's That's true. And
Yeah.
yikes, yeah.
All right, Akashima. So what do you think went wrong here?
Talk about this. What went wrong here?
It's
Why,
like
right?
it like stops on the moment where Akashima casts Fireball instead of healing. But it's
What?
just a montage of every time he does that, which is like 20 times so far.
In fairness, that's usually the correct call because it's a DPS check.
To be clear, that's actually fine. Like, not healing and using an offensive spell, like, a lot of the time is actually correct for the cleric in 5e these days. However, Revivify is where I draw... Not using Revivify is where I draw the fucking line.
I think you and I, as real adults, can definitely sit there and agree and be like, Akash was not a great cleric. That's fine.
Literally the worst cleric.
Well, because he is both the... He is the only cleric, so he is both the best and the worst cleric.
You also never memorize healing word. Just memorize healing word. Just do it.
Just do
Healing
it.
word. Healing word is memorized.
Oh, is it? I don't think
He's
so.
used it a couple times. He
Oh, he
hasn't
hasn't
picked
used
up
it
healing.
recently. And then I asked him why he didn't have it, and he said, "Oh, because it heals for so little." I'm like, and
we
then I was
we
like,
did have this discussion, but he did end up taking it after the discussion.
"Oh, I
Because
thought
we
I
were
thought you
like,
just
healing
stopped
word's so good
memorizing it."
because it's a bonus action.
Right,
Yeah.
and you
And
just
it's
use it to
ranged.
stand people up.
Yeah,
That's all
it's
you
a
ever
ranged
use it
like
for.
bonus, and you're like, it is very good. But yes,
I mean, in fairness, I came around on Bless. Just throwing that out there.
That's
Yeah.
true. No, you're like, I kid. You're actually awesome.
No. To be fair, Akashima is like, is this a necromancy? Probably is a real liability.
I also have a character in another game who hates necromancy. Thankfully, she's a ranger. But
Okay, that seems smart.
well,
Yeah, but that's like raising shit from the dead, working against the will of nature kind of necromancy. This is like actual, like hospitaller, clerical kind of necromancy that all good clerics used.
Didn't you make fun of my paladin for being vengeance and not going after
clearly,
everything that
clearly,
moves?
Akashima needs a
Me?
rebrand.
No.
He needs necromancy to be rebranded. It's not necromancy now. It's just relifing.
Lithomancy.
If you,
Yeah,
if
it's
you-
litomancy.
yeah. If it was just called meta, Akashima would cast it.
Oh god.
The problem
upsets
is
me
like
so
nobody
deeply.
here
Bring back
understands how your
friends.
magic works enough to have this RP conversation. So we're all just doomed, and it's great.
It's great. Like,
It's-
Yeah. Oh, no,
so much-
Felix has no fucking idea that you can even do that. So.
Right, and realistically, for this to become a conversation point, like Akashima has to not bring someone back to life at least once.
Well, but we're talking about. Well, don't you need these really expensive diamonds to cast
No,
this
we're
super
not.
useful
No,
spell?
we didn't have that conversation in character. Like, I
No,
was being
effectively,
a
we have not. We're just gonna sell these fucking diamonds that are like
Yeah.
insanely more valuable than their gold price because Akashima doesn't know how his spells work.
No, listen. Now, if someone approaches Akashima in character about the diamonds, we can have the conversation. But you approached me out of character.
No, Rain approached you in character.
Well,
Literally,
in
no
character,
one
Rain
here,
doesn't know.
except maybe possibly Rain is going to understand that clerics need diamonds to perform their spells.
Yeah, that's why Rain was offering
But
Akashima
Rain-
diamonds.
Drew is using Drew voice. Drew is not using Rain
Yeah.
voice, but
Yeah.
he picked that as out of character.
I'm not pretend. So for starters, I don't even fucking know what Akashima's capable of. Technically,
Great
I'm
things.
choosing not to do. I'm choosing not to do that.
Yeah, we are all doing a great job of respecting our characters and staying in character. So let's all take a moment to pat ourselves on the back.
Woo! Woo!
Now, when
It's
somebody
like-
dies,
it's
Rain's
like
gonna be like,
when
just bring him back.
It's so
duh."
loudly, it sounds like a ship creaking for
Oh,
no
no.
apparent reason.
Yeah, and you may be thinking, well, like, it sounds like you're all kind of grandstanding and Flix is going to die, and you're probably right.
That's actually what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Oh man, that is exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
gonna be
probably.
hilarious.
he'll be gone like a cat fart in the wind.
Yeah, it was a good time. Although those linger, they linger.
The morning has dawned, and you have only, well, technically 3.5 days until the meeting with Lady Ravensblood. It is first light. Are you going to hang out and have breakfast and take your sweet-ass time? Or are you going to be heading out ASAP on the back of your magical stag?
Well, we need
Nah, we'll get
the
breakfast
breakfast
burritos all
snacks
around.
before we head out, right? We need the sweet temp HP.
If
Breakfast
you,
burritos all around.
breakfast burritos all around? All right.
We can
Akashima
go.
holds up his
Portable.
claw. Akashima holds up his claw. Steak and eggs and milk, please.
In the
wait,
tortilla.
Yes, we can slice
No,
the steak up
not-
into little
not-
tiny
no,
pieces.
Not in tortilla.
No, Akashima, no.
No,
What?
I'm
What?
getting. I am not getting up without steak, eggs, and milk.
If we're
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
who
cave on the
wants
Revivify,
burritos?
we're not caving on tortillas.
Paprika, can I have steak, eggs, and milk?
In a tortilla,
you want to?
paprika.
Yeah, you
In a
want
tortilla.
steak and eggs
No.
in a burrito?
No. Do not listen. No burrito.
What? But why not?
Because it's perfect the way it is.
We have limited time,
I can
Akasha.
eat really quickly. You see, I just put whole plate in mouth, basically. Shut up. You are wasting time.
Is-
Paprika,
is
can I please?
I could probably literally throw 2 steaks in Akashaba's mouth and he would not even notice.
All right, that's true. All right, let's just do it. Fast.
Oh, we're doing the throwing thing. All right.
Okay. Akashra opens his mouth wide.
Paprika's like, all right, I'm going to get a steak. All right,
Gonna
here we go.
waste way more time arguing than just letting him have his way. You're so difficult.
All right. Here we go.
I
Here we go.
thought I
Open
was
up.
difficult
Open up.
until I
All
met
right.
you.
Oh, Akasha opens his mouth.
All right. From downtown. She's rolling an attack roll. The steak goes flying.
Flix will intercept it and rebound it into, or try to rebound it.
Make
Is
me
this
an
attack roll?
make me an acrobatics or athletics check.
All
You
right,
can
we'll
choose.
do an acrobatics check.
Oh my god, the steak.
Why do I always roll for less than whatever? Yeah,
You're
alright,
the
well,
worst
whatever.
rogue.
I thought
for
you were
different
the
Only
reasons.
because I can't roll over 5 on any of the abilities that I have huge bonuses.
I just
on.
cleaned the floors. 5-second rule.
Akashaba picks up the steak from the floor and puts it in his mouth, comes back, and he's
Yeah.
like, do you have eggs and milk too?
Oh yeah. I would just like tossing the eggs in. Here we go.
Are we gonna
Well, this is
throw
all
that as
happening.
well?
Rain is casting her phantom steed outside.
Okay. All right. Here comes an egg. All right. Here we go.
After opens his
Oh
mouth.
my god, no.
No.
Oh god! Yeah, I'm gonna try to juggle that one in too.
You catch the egg.
my god!
Okay. I'm a terrible throw. Oh, right in the gullet, Akashaba.
God,
Down
somebody's gonna
halfway.
give him the Heimlich.
It's in your throat.
It's a
The egg is in the
Akashaba's
throat.
Chewing. Akashaba's looking pleased.
Paprika looks pleased with herself.
Oh my god.
All right.
honestly. That's the most work I've ever had I've ever done eating breakfast.
Okay, I need milk to go, please.
Oh,
Can I have
There you
onions
go.
on my burrito, please?
Thank you.
there you go.
Akashaba
Lots
shoves
of
the
grilled
thing in the
onions
bowl.
and steak. One for you, and then here you go. This is for you to go. I put a little sweetener in it, Akashaba.
She hands
Oh,
you a
thank you.
what is a wineskin, but it's full of what appears to be like a creamy, delicious milk.
Oh, thank you, Paprika. You are so kind. You understand the importance of breakfast, unlike my friends.
Yeah, you know,
Just say
what
the
I always
importance of
say,
breakfast.
there is never a bad time for milk.
Stop.
Ever.
That is not true.
You tell me when there is a bad time to be drinking dairy.
When you're drinking wine,
Nope, good time for milk.
milk and wine do not go together.
Nope, they go together perfectly fine.
I'm not arguing with anybody about any of this. Where's my burrito?
Listen, I'm on this side of the counter, meaning I'm the professional chef. I just heard you're just a duke.
That's true. I am
Well, she's
only.
got you there.
You know, one of these days I'm going to sit you down. We're going to have a little bit of the milk and wine tasting, and I'll change your mind.
This is horrible. No, I
didn't say you had to mix the milk in the wine, but you know what? It's a little taster. You have a little bit of a taste.
We are tight on time, so I have to go. But thank you, Paprika.
Oh, you don't want to stay and talk about the finding the the milk and wine tasting?
As much as I would like to see you be right, we do have to go be heroes.
But my burrito. Like he makes little grabby hands.
She hands you a burrito. She came out with a grilled steak and grilled onion burrito.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This
Paprika.
one
You're
is
amazing,
as
and
big as
you're
my thigh.
Perfect in every way, except for that thing about the wine and the milk pie.
I'm telling you, Flix, you're just wrong on this one, sweetie. You're wrong!
Felix emerges, munching on his burrito happily. So, where are we going? Where's No?
Wait.
Oh, there's No.
What is No doing?
He's just sitting there, looking very regal with the those new double-sided stabby stab in front of him, and just standing up as tall as a kobold could stand. And beside him is Blink with a shiny set of shoes.
I'm gonna pull Blink out. Skirt.
I love the horseshoes of speed on a basilisk. So his feet,
He's just got
are
feet.
taped to basilisk-shaped like booties.
He's just got like leather, like he's fucking Yoshi boots on. They're just big-toed, like cuffed leather boots.
They're just white boots. Like there's no individual toes. It just has like little white boots.
Oh, I'm gonna rename Blink Yoshi. I'm sorry, no.
Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna play the Mario sound, like the whenever you mount him.
It has to be done.
Can you jump over chasms with him and then like jump off of him?
And then he goes straight down.
Hey, I need
This
to hit
kills
the
the
restroom.
familiar.
Does anybody else need to hit the restroom or do anything before we embark on the next thing?
Well,
Maybe we can take a-
I need to
Nope.
bounce at like 9:30. So
Yeah, we have like
Well,
less
But
than
9:30.
Oh, okay, well, let's just
9:30 is
go
the
then.
cutoff. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I has
No
squirt
peeing
it.
for you.
40. Wait, just don't you have a bottle?
All right. Oh, well, let's not belabor it since we have a time limit. All right. No, lead on. Where are we going?
This way.
Rain also brings her stag.
So,
so we
one
can all ride
second.
quickly.
So I am going to. No, I have a mount up thing, so I'm going to pull
Oh,
you
sweet.
back. I think I can do this. I'm going to do this and then mount up. So no goes on Blake. Okay, now you can move together.
Nope.
No. No, why is no tiny?
If I highlight them both together, I
Yeah, if you highlight them both together. Yeah, there you go.
That's really cool, actually. Are we going? Oh, I guess we're supposed to follow him. Hurry.
Rain, I'm going to bust out your stag. How fast is your stag, Rain?
It's very fast. It is
100 feet.
100. Yeah, it's 100 feet speed.
All right, here we go. Meow. Yes, it works. They
Wow,
actually.
it's 100-foot speed. That's actually ridiculously fast.
Yes, it is. That's
All right,
why
I'm
it's
gonna
a
take
spell.
my customary hammocky spot in the
in the antlers.
in the antlers.
There's like there's a little sling there already, just like for you to like hammock it up.
All right. One moment. No, you know
Yes.
where you have to lead everybody, but this trip is going to be very long, so very thankful that Siksik got you these adorable basilisk booties of speed.
We call them Yoshi and Cobalt.
Yoshi and Kobold. It's like a Yoshi riding a Yoshi. Between that and Rain's spirit elk, you all can traverse up the mountainside, gaining a significant amount of altitude as you spend the entirety of the day traveling. One moment.
Please hold station identification.
Okay, none of you are going to have vision, so don't panic. Please don't panic.
Christina, I don't mean to panic, but I can't see anything.
We're going to set the lights and turn them down way low. As you've
Well,
spent
you
all
could-
day traveling through the Arctic tundra. And although your
Yeah.
basilisk is fast, no, he is still a little mean. And still slightly slower than Rain's magical elk.
It's okay. Blink can turn creatures to stone.
Also true. Rain, I'm going to drop Rain here. I'm going to drop an elk here. We're going to drop No here. Blix. Ashaba. And last but not least, Blink. And there you go. And you all should be able to control your pets, just as you would your character.
When
And-
I select Blink, I can't see anybody else, but when I select No, I can see the rest of
So it's a vision thing. Let me,
Okay.
because you're seeing as if you would see through Blink's eyes, and I don't think basilisks have dark vision.
Ah,
Let me see.
let me-
Really? That would be crazy if they did.
Basilisk, Dark Vision 60 feet, Passive Perception 9.
Okay, let me fix his vision then. So he's gonna dim. Okay, so dark vision. Okay, so he's fixed.
Thank you.
I don't have control over the elk if I'm supposed to.
I will fix that. Weird. The spirit elk doesn't have a thing. Okay. I got it. 1 second. Drew is now the owner of a spirit elk.
Oh, there we
not
go.
bad. Alright, you got him? Does he move now?
Yep.
Alright. No, I'm just going to pause it real quick so I can describe the scene. As you get up in elevation into some of the peaks of Arctis, you've been traveling through pines and mountains and very narrow paths for quite some time. And as they have warned previously, the winds in this area are extremely strong. And that combined with the deadly frost, you weren't dressed for the area. You would most assuredly be swept astray, especially those little flyers like Flicks. The snow starts getting a little bit deeper here, and it's relatively easy to see if anything has come and gone. No, you are aware that you are coming up onto the territory of Prismata, the crystal dragon. And soon, you will be upon the mouth of her cave. Sik did warn before you left that there has been more activity in the area, and potentially more poachers, and more people who have noticed that the dragon has been strangely absent lately, and are interested in searching for anything remaining in the dragon's hoard. Night has fallen, and the temperature has dropped significantly. If any of you were not wearing your Arctic gear, you would most assuredly freeze to death. You're fine.
Okay.
And so is
Because I
Gwen.
remember we got that for the other character.
You're
Floy.
you're good.
Okay.
But otherwise, you've noticed the trees begin to thin out a little bit here. And no, you can lead the way. The dragon's den continues off, and the entrance can be found to the north. Pretty much due north around the cliffs.
We in dragon territory, so beware. Some people not friend.
Well, at the very least, they're here for the dragon's hoard. We should probably decide on a course of action regarding these people. They're not necessarily bad, just greedy.
6 said not friend. No say not friend.
All I'm saying is that we should at least ask questions before we begin slaying things and people willy-nilly.
Unless they attack us first.
Well, naturally, in that case, they can all die horrible deaths immediately.
Wait. Flying one says talk first?
Yes.
No scratches of scaly head.
Why is that confusing for you?
You stab more than me.
I stab very effectively. That doesn't mean that I enjoy murdering people for no reason.
Lot happened since me left. Anyway, it's up here.
I never enjoyed murder. Why do people think that I enjoy murder? He asked the spirit elk.
No, make me a survival check, please.
We're screwed. Survival. Oh yeah, we're fine.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. Okay.
I said me protect you.
No, this area is familiar to you, just like the back of your scaly hand. And you notice a few errant deeper impressions of feet, mostly obscured by the snow. But you're so low to the ground that you notice them. These are large footprints, larger than what would belong to a man, but still humanoid.
Anybody know what this is? Too big for man. Too big for Humie.
Are we talking like orc size? Or are we talking like bigger?
No, with your critical survival check. They are most certainly belonging to a giant.
Much bigger? Like, well, you're big to me. Giant? Me think Humie's call?
Oh,
Humans?
Oh,
What humans?
Like the woman with meat shop.
You've seen humans?
Oh wait, I forgot humans aren't in this world. You know, like elves, like bigger than elves, like really, really, really big, giants.
neat.
Like look.
So
at
how do we feel
footprint.
about giants? Because I'm less keen on them getting, taking the first shot. It's a little hard to come back from that.
Hey, maybe we try talking from a distance? Eh?
Would no know anything about giants in the area?
And you can make me a survival check.
I think I used my good one. I, don't
I
know if
think you
can do it
did.
again. Yeah.
Let's see if you can find out any giant
They are
specifics.
huge.
Big, scary, dumb.
If we can turn them to stone, though, blink eat for days.
Okay, well, that's something to keep in mind. Also, somewhat unsettling.
Well, somehow reverse the sizes of no and blink. At least on my screen.
I think it's the mounting thing. I will.
Yeah, Blink mounted to no at one point when things were happening.
That's very strange. You guys can continue. I will try and demount you guys. Oh my god! It's going recursive!
Opposite.
Hold on.
I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
It's going recursive. I need to delete Blink. Hang on. I was like, tiny node mounted even tinier Blink. How?
I just have them both like highlighted at this point.
I
and,
deleted
I'm not even
Blink.
doing the
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
can't-
doing the mount thing.
I can't do anything with no right now anyway.
Okay, you're good. Continue.
I can't control. Wait.
Yeah, you can.
There we go.
I'd
Okay.
had the game pause, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Yeah, let me see. A protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points. Oh, as a reminder, everybody here has 5 temporary hit points from their delicious burrito. Lexi, you're going to have 5 additional hit points.
Ooh.
No doesn't have the mount option, and Blink doesn't have the vision again. Sorry.
You don't have to use the mount option. You can just select them both by highlighting them both and then move them together.
Okay.
Blink doesn't have vision again. Okay, you guys
Blink
can.
has some Z.
Okay, you guys can continue.
Is this a river or is this a trail?
It's like a vague trail.
So it's windy here that I shouldn't be flying.
You can go up to 10 feet before having issues. If you go higher than that, you will succumb to the winds.
You want me, Blink, scout ahead, or we all go together?
Well, we should go together. I don't think any of us is going to benefit from being split up if indeed there's a giant around someplace.
We can
Hey,
be
can
quiet.
Blink smell giants?
Blink has a passive of 9, so probably not.
Can Rain make a history check with her newfound Arctis history abilities on like how local giants behave?
Sure. Absolutely. While she's doing that, I'm going to pause real quick.
Me think we getting close. Should be right up here.
Probably not.
The giants of Arctis have at least been mentioned in conjunction with the orcs and the Goliaths, who have lived up in the higher peaks. Very, very contentious relationships, as the giants that live up in Arctis tend to be very territorial and tend to not get along with others.
Okay. They're probably going to be very territorial and probably not be thrilled with us. So just beware.
Good
So
thing
we should shoot first and ask questions later, is what you're saying.
Well,
If-
me.
Sure.
Might come to that. I don't know.
We very close. Me know it's right up here.
No, up ahead. You're aware of a a bridge that crosses over the river here. The river is swift and relatively deep. And there are a couple large borean shards vaguely illuminating the path. Flix,
bridge up
you
ahead.
definitely up ahead see campfire and smoke.
Like, I'll zip back to them. I see a campfire ahead. Smoke. Look, there. He points.
So what did we decide? Did we decide we want to try to talk to them first?
Maybe we can send somebody in invisible to negotiate?
Me can be
Um,
Not
quiet.
bad
Me
idea.
not invisible.
Flix,
Does
at least
anyone
from
here speak a giant?
from what you see, there is something or someone posted watch. But you can see a little bit further than your normal person.
Well, here's a good question, maybe. Do they look like poachers, Flix? If they look like poachers, I feel like we probably just do a good turn and murder them anyway.
Well,
If they're trying to poach a dragon.
So is this what I'm seeing, Christina?
Yes.
How tall is this person?
What you see there appears to be a frost giant, massive and covered with tribal bones and skulls, wielding a hatchet and a wicked spear.
How many feet tall? 20, 30?
Oh, he's a big boy. Let's see. Give me a second.
The approximate height of a frost giant.
He's at least 7 kobolds.
7. Are we doing things in Kobold now?
Always.
Let me just double check because I don't want to describe him improperly.
Kobolds. Both a cuisine and a unit of measurement.
Who knew?
But he is a huge creature. He is, let's see, what do huge creatures start at? About 15 feet?
Oh, so only 5 kobolds. That's not bad.
15?
Okay. Well, I see a gentleman, about 15 feet tall. Accoutrements include many bones. I see a spear, an axe. There's one posted on watch, and I think there are at least 2 more. Are the people sitting next to the fire the same?
The people sitting next to the fire, from what you can see, appear to be Goliaths in Arctic gear.
Oh, okay.
That's
There's
wicked
also
cool.
2 Goliaths and some sort of beast. Do I recognize the beast?
And the beast next to it. Okay, well, tiny portrait, but he appears to be a gnoll.
It's so
What
cute.
is it? What is this, a knoll
possibly.
for ants?
Is this a gnoll for ants?
Possibly a gnoll. I know that I don't speak Goliath. So, if we wanted to try to talk first...
I do not speak Goliath either.
But you do have the hat.
Oh, you're right. I'll just use the hat. I pop out the hat and use it and then put it away.
You'll have to be continuously wearing it to use it.
Oh.
Ooh.
It says while wearing this helm, you can use an action to cast the Comprehend Languages spell from it at will. It doesn't say anything about having to keep it on.
But what about just keeping it on for flavor?
It's floppy and
And
has
it's cold
weird
outside. It'll
feathers
protect
on
your
it.
ears.
Yeah, this hat is
Ears don't need
rancid
protecting.
from what was
Fine,
described.
don't wear the rancid hat.
Well, I mean, I cleaned it, but
All right, you cast comprehend languages on yourself with the hat,
yes.
and your mind expands.
Perfect.
So you can't speak any language, but you can at least understand them.
Yep, you are comprehending.
Right, and it does not. Oh, this doesn't require attunement. So
Nope.
we can just pass it around. Everyone can do it.
No, it can only do it once, I
It's
think, right?
once per day.
No, it says at will.
I'm gonna put a once per day tag on that. No infinite comprehend languages. Well, it recharges on a long rest.
Okay.
I mean, I can also just cast comprehend languages, but like as a ritual. So
Sure. All right. Well, one way or another,
I speak the only two languages that are worth speaking.
I could try sneaking closer to see if I can overhear what they're talking about. Get some idea of what they're about.
seems like a good start. If things go bad, we just charge in and murder them.
What do you think, Kashabo? No?
If they poachers?
Yeah, it's tough, right? I agree. I obviously do not want to just go in and make fight, but yeah, I agree with Rain that if they get jumped, it will be very difficult to come back from.
And
Well, how about this? If I'm detected, then I will deliberately lead them in the opposite direction so you can hit them from behind. Assuming they don't murder me immediately.
Oh, you could also just use your little illusion and talk as if you were the illusion, right?
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
And see how they respond. And if they respond violently, then they respond violently, and we know how they feel.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Bentley,
All right.
All right, Flix, what are you doing?
I
Flix.
am.
Sorry.
Let me double check. You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you don't speak it. You just understand it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to sneak up as best I can. I'm going to use trees for cover and take a roundabout route.
Okay.
Do whatever necessary to stay behind terrain as I get closer. I'm going to focus on getting around this side so I can hide in this tree.
Okay, one moment.
Do.
I'm gonna roll your stealth check.
Perfect.
Okay. 1 moment. Stop right there. All right, one more. Flix, you can continue. They all seem to be huddled around the fire, talking amongst themselves in hushed tones, warming themselves by the fire. They don't seem to notice you, flitting about through the trees.
That's excellent. I will add, however, that it's insane to me that you're rolling 17s with a -1, and I consistently roll like 8 with a +7. All right. Okay. So I'm going to alight amongst the branches and listen in on their conversation.
Okay.
What are they talking about?
All right, so you have comprehend languages on, and they are speaking Goliath amongst each other, and you notice the assembled here around the fire are all Goliaths, even these two over here that you didn't see previously. So that's it then. We'll go in at first light. I haven't seen anything even scouting around the perimeter of the dragon's lair. Nothing's been in and out of there for a while. At least nothing big. But that's good for us. That means the loot should be undisturbed. Or we're the last ones, and there's nothing left. But if that ends up being the case, then quick in and out, 5 minutes. And when is it ever in and out 5 minutes? They laugh. There's gotta be something left in there. Of course there is. At least we'll get a few boring shards out of it. And if we can establish a foothold here, we can start mining out these diamonds. Dig even further, deeper in. From what the shamans have been saying, the power of the shards have been growing more concentrated the further down you dig. But we don't want to dig too far down. Besides, the dwarves that also dwell within the Arctis mountains are damned annoying. I don't like being cooped up inside the mountain anyway. Just give me the fresh air. And the Goliath looks over. Well, at least we got that one to do the heavy lifting for us. Yeah, I can't possibly take out a dragon's horde with these two losers. Points at the bandits. Hey, we got you here safely. Yeah, what about the knoll? He creeps me out. The knoll in the back. Scratches himself. Do you continue listening, Flix?
I will leave that up to my compatriots. Should I continue listening, or is it back?
I have to get going, but I'm really
Yeah.
interested in the story.
I am going to call it after you decide if you are going to leave, Flix, or if you are going to remain.
I am going to head back. I think I've heard everything that I need to hear for now.
All right. And before you decide to engage or not engage the Goliaths and Giants, we will stop the session for there. You guys take some refuge here in the snow, knowing that poachers and trappers and all sorts of ne'er-do-wells are encroaching on the dragon's horde.
Yeah, I tell them about the poachers. I tell them that they were talking about diamonds being here, and that the shamans were talking
Shards.
Oh.
Shards.
Okay.
Shards.
You said diamonds. My apologies.
Shards.
So I told them that there are shards to be mined here, and that apparently if you dig deeper, that they are more potent, according to the Goliath shamans.
What about the dragon?
That there's been no motion into or out of the cave. They're not sure if they are here late or if there's something else going on. Was there anything else notable that I missed?
No, it should be most of it.
Also,
dragon,
that the Goliaths are kind of chuckling amongst themselves, and that they don't respect the Knoll and the Giant that they have with them, but they're willing to exploit them for their labor. Flix thinks that it might be wise to that a well-applied charm spell might go far with said Giant at the very least.
No sign of dragon?
No sign of dragon.
Mm.
But maybe. Possibly next time on Arctis. Thanks for joining me for an extra game today, everybody. We will play our normal session on Wednesday.
I may not be able to just because it's like family stuff.
If you can't be there, because like it is like the day before Thanksgiving or whatever, I guess like Noah will stand guard while we do stuff or something.
Yeah,
Be fine.
it'll be totally fine.
Yeah, I should find out. My parents just got into town tonight, but they were stuck in traffic all day, so they went to sleep.
All right.
Cool.
All right,
Thanks,
you guys are free
bye.
to go. Thank you for playing with me tonight, and I hope you guys had fun.
Super fun. Looking forward to Wednesday.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Wednesday, Dragon Lair.
Good night, friends.
Good night, guys.
Good luck, y'all.
Nah.
Wednesday, Dragon Lair. All right, thank you everybody for watching. Tabby is now telling me it is dinner time, so we're gonna end the stream. Thank you for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. Feel free and join me on YouTube. We've got all the Arctis VODs uploaded there, and if you're watching on YouTube, hey, thanks for watching. We'll be back on Wednesday with another game. Hey, Tabby. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful evening.